Level up your English with Skyrocket English class. Vocabulary to describe elections. With elections taking place in the EU, the USA, India, France, the UK and more, almost half the people on the planet who are eligible to vote will vote or have voted this year. So whether you're voting or not, here is the vocabulary to talk about it in English. First off, let's talk about the practicalities of holding an election. The form you use to make your choice is called a ballot paper, and when you make your mark upon the paper, it is called to check the box. For example, he checked the box on the ballot paper. The private place where you go to vote is called a voting booth. The word booth means private space in a public location. Another example is telephone booth. You then put the ballot paper into the ballot box. Ballot paper, to check the box, voting booth and ballot box. Next, let's talk about the people involved in elections. The main people are, of course, politicians, whose job is to engage in politics. The next word is politics, which is the activity of government and governing. Finally, there is the word policy, which are the laws, actions and principles of government. These three words are often confused, so make a note. And here are some example sentences. The politician put forward a policy to rewild the land outside the city. And politics is often a dirty business. You must stay strong not to be corrupted. Politician, politics and policy. Next, let's talk about the process of getting elected. First, there is the candidate, which is the person who puts themselves forward to be elected. Then there is to run for office, which means to try to get elected, and in the USA, to run for president, which is to try to get elected as president. For example, Barack Obama ran for president of the USA in 2008. A candidate, to run for office and to run for president. Now, let's go on to the organizations of government. For an election to happen, you need political parties, which are the organizations to which candidates belong. Parties are either left-wing, which usually advocates greater economic equality and socially liberal ideas, or right-wing, which usually advocates free enterprise and favors socially traditional ideas. Or there is centrist, which are parties that exist in the middle of these ideas. For example, whether you vote right-wing, left-wing or centrist, the most important thing is to support and defend democracy. Parties on the right are known as conservative, while parties on the left are known as socialist. And in the middle, they're usually called liberal. To be left-wing, right-wing, centrist, or conservative, socialist and liberal. Words to describe results. Firstly, we use the word incumbent to describe a political party which is currently in office. And the electorate are the people who are eligible to vote. If a party is very successful in an election and gets an overwhelming majority of votes, it is called a landslide victory. Landslide is a term used in geography when the earth slides down a hill. In politics, it's used figuratively to describe a big change in direction for a country, as the support of the incumbent party collapses and another party comes to power with a huge majority. For example, Tony Blair's Labour beat the incumbent party in a landslide victory in the 1997 UK election. The incumbent, the electorate, and a landslide victory. Finally, let's talk about the people or organizations who influence power. The first is lobbyist, which is a person representing an organization who attempts to influence legislators. The verb is to lobby, which means to seek to influence a legislator on an issue. And the noun is lobby. For example, the lobbyist lobbied a senator for a tax break in his sector. Next, there is trade union, which is the English word for syndicate, or in other words, an organization that workers form to protect their interests. The person who belongs to a trade union is a trade unionist. For example, the trade unionist organized a strike when the company did not meet their pay demands. Lobbyist, to lobby, trade union, and trade unionist. Finally, it is to vote for someone, and not vote someone or vote to someone. When you vote in an election, you vote for a candidate. So, whoever you vote for in the next election, now you have some words to describe the experience. If you enjoyed this video, check out the others in the series. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.